What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video I talk about the #1 reason you shouldn't do Walmart. Now this might shock you that I'm saying this, but most of you will fail doing what is currently the absolute best e-commerce opportunity out there. And on top of having extremely high margins and very little competition, if you can get past this single hurdle, then you will be sitting pretty on this platform. It's the most amazing platform there is right now. It's quick and easy to start if you can get past this single hurdle, which, as I said before, most of you will fail because of it. So you want to make sure you sit down and see this. I'm super fired up to see this reason. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. All right, so before we even jump into that reason, I just want to remind everyone that my email is below in case you do want to learn how to do Walmart either on your own, as you'll see if you sit till the end of this video, and or have a complete service do it for you. And now there's really two ways to get started, and you're going to learn more about those in this video. But first, what I do want to show you is that brand new store that started about a week and a half ago. And I want to reiterate that the way that this store started was with the fast method that I'm about to reveal to you here in this video. So let's go ahead and take a look at its record-breaking day yesterday. And again, I want to remind you, it's only been going for about a week and a half. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see the orders. And while the only thing that you can really see is the order total and the ship by, the rest of it is blurred out for the sake of making sure nobody sees what the products are as well as the customers. It's always important to preserve customer data. And just to prove to you that these are the same sales, last sale is on 11/4, which was today. So there's a couple here, 3 on 11/4. I'm going to refresh this, make sure that no sales have been through, and you can also see that it's legitimately sales coming in. So we've still got those same 3 sales for $20.99, $24.05, and $22.38. So yes, in fact, this store has been running, and if we take a look at how long it's been running, it's important to note that it's been about a week and a half, but yesterday was that record-breaking day of $440.25. So let's talk about why this store is having so much success and how quickly, once the store came into existence, did we get rock and rolling on it. Fact of the matter is, this store is a store that was straight out purchased. So basically what that means is that typically when you sign up for Walmart, what has to happen is you have to be approved to have a store. And what that basically means, is you have to sit around for anywhere between right now 8 to 12 weeks in order to get the store approved. Now, keep this in mind. That is not a guarantee that you will get approved. There are a lot of people that get disapproved, which basically means that burns the LLC, that burns that particular store, and you have to start all over from scratch. Now, mind you, with these Walmart stores, the one thing to note is you will have to have an older LLC in order to be even considered. At least that's what we're seeing from our end. So it's not like you can create a brand new LLC and start the process all over. You're going to have to go back and buy an LLC that has some age, and Walmart looks at it a little bit with a little bit more respect. So that is the problem in and of itself, is that you have to have an older LLC in order to potentially even be approved. And on top of that, you have to wait 8 to 12 weeks. So this can be very annoying. So with this particular store, what's happened on this store is just what I've been broadcasting on my emails. And if you're not on my email list, I'll just shoot me an email and I'll add you on there. Just for now, I don't have a landing page or anything yet, but send me an email, say, Liz, I want to be on your email list. I not only entertain you, but I also talk about things like this that I can't talk about on YouTube, because there's just so many minutes I have in each video. So there is a way to get a store almost immediately, and that is through purchasing the store outright from somebody that has a number of stores on deck, ready to go. The beautiful thing about that is that you can start the store immediately, and just like this one, it's ready to pretty much get started. You can either do it yourself, or you can give this store to an automation company, and instead of waiting for them to get everything rolling for you and waiting those 8 to 12 weeks, they can get it started immediately. And I'm going to show you in a second why it's important to get started immediately, because of all the money that you will be missing out if you wait those 8 to 12 weeks. Now remember, you can do this yourself as well. There are 2 qualifications in order to do this. One is the store, which we're talking about right now, and the second one I'll reveal in a second. And before I do reveal that, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that right now, what I'm hearing from a lot of other vendors is that Walmart approvals either aren't happening or they are taking a long time. And we've seen this happen in the past years where Walmart stops accepting sellers for a brief period of time through the Christmas holiday. Then come January or February, they open the floodgates again and everyone's allowed in. And the reason they do this is because they do their yearly purge, which means they terminate and suspend stores on or around September. They've copied this from Amazon. They do the same thing. And then come that gap from about October until January, they stop accepting applications or they start declining applications, and they make you hold out till February, where once again they open the floodgates. So it could just be that it is becoming more difficult to get a store. And so one of the best ways to go about and do this is just buying the store outright. So what do you miss out on if you hold out until January or February? And that's what I'm going to show you with another store. You guys have seen this other store. I've showed it countless amounts of times. It is the store that started in mid-July. So if we want to think about this, in total since mid-July, it's done over 110K in total sales, right? In mid-July, that means, and again, I'm no math genius, so I do literally have to count on my fingers. Excuse me, I know people are saying, oh, Jesus Christ, you really have to count on your fingers. Yes, I do. So July to August is 30 days. August to September is another 30 days. And then to the 90-day point is mid-October. So we've got about, I want to say 100 to 110 days that this store has been active, which is about the same amount of time that it does get to be approved for a Walmart store. And in that 110 days, it's done an average of about 1K per day. And remember, if we were to say that at the lowest possible margin, which I'm going to say the margins are between 20 and 30%, but if we were to take the lowest possible margin on this store, which would be 20%, how much profit have we technically made on this store? Well, that's about $22,000 in profit. And the fact of the matter is that if you had waited on the sidelines, waited for that approval to be happening, you'd be losing on $22,000 because, as I said earlier in the intro of this video, Walmart has very little competition right now. You can accelerate stores' growth very quickly, and the margins are sensational. And I know that Amazon's margins suck, the dropshipping margins sucks, the FBA margins are, like 15%, 10 to 15%. But the Walmart margins are still 20 to 30%. And that even includes, this is a two-step store, people, which means you go through all the trouble of having an intermediary warehouse. It repackages, it reships. It will stand the test of time. And about the only problem that I foresee with this store in the future is you're going to see decreased margins slowly and steadily over time. And that's just because of the amount of competition. But right now you're missing on, at the lowest, 20% margin. Let's say you were missing out on the highest, it'll be 30 to 35% margin. That's about $30 to $37,000 that you're missing out on in pure profit. So that's why it's somewhat essential to get a store as quickly as possible. And like I said, the approval process on average 8 to 12 weeks. So I am gonna talk a little bit about how I came about this particular store. And so you do have a couple of choices. As I said earlier, you can sit and wait for that store to potentially be approved, or the second option is you can buy a store. Now, the stores are pricey, I'm not gonna lie. Just to have a plain Walmart store that has had, at least it's been approved up until the part where you can load up all the products, is approximately $10,000. But if you consider that compared to the automation prices, which can run up to like $35,000 to $40,000 for a full-on Amazon or Walmart store automation, for a full-on Walmart store automation is quite affordable. And if you really think about it, you're leaving $30-some thousand or approximately $10,000 to $12,000, $10,000 to $15,000 on the table every single month not having a Walmart store. And most importantly, as I said before, you got two choices with these stores. You can get an automation company, you can hand this store over to them, or you can do it yourself. It's not that difficult. You need two things to be able to do it yourself. I gave one of them away already. That is the store. That takes the longest. But the second thing that you need is you need a residential and or a commercial shipping address. Preferably, I mean, it can be a high rise. If you're getting all sorts of shit to your high rise, they're going to complain. They're not workers for you. They're not VAs. They're not going to do all that crap for you unless you like paying them off, right? So preferably it'd be like a house and or apartment building that allows you to get multiple packages. You're going to be getting them not only from Amazon Logistics, but you're also going to be getting them from Walmart. So you got two places that you're going to be getting them, and you're also going to be firing them out on a daily basis. So you'll need to set up shipping things for that or drop them off yourself. So that's kind of more or less what you need. When these stores do start to ramp up, on a day that's not Christmas, they're getting around 30 packages. So I mean, 60 packages to you a day, 30 from Walmart, 30 from Amazon. But once they ramp up for Christmas, Could be a couple hundred. I'm talking about one store, but it could be a couple hundred just because of the increased amount of sales that happen over the Christmas holiday, which we're jumping right into. So again, this store is like a fast start. You can be up and running within a week if you've got that store and the address. That's all you need. If you're setting up some automation, it's going to take a few months and you are going to miss out on the Christmas holidays. So again, if you want to find out my source for getting these stores, my email is below. And or if you want to set up an automation store that's ready to go as soon as it possibly can get approved through, that email is below. Or if you've already got a store and you want to learn how to do this for yourself, that email is below. Other than that, questions and comments, I always personally answer those, and I'll see you guys next time.